Alrighty, YouTube, Niner Empire, what is going down? Welcome back to another video. 49ers at Arizona tomorrow. It's the second time we're going to be playing them this season. Obviously, the Niners sitting at 10-3 have a chance to officially win the NFC West tomorrow with a win. Cardinals not playing for much. They're 3-10. They're just trying to finish out the season strong and look forward to next year. Starting off with the keys to win this game for the Niners, I think it's simple. I think you keep Kyler Murray in the pocket. Kyler Murray obviously is a decent pocket passer, I would say overall, but he's a smaller quarterback. You know, he's not a tall Josh Allen type of build. He's a smaller quarterback, and he can't see the field very well unless he scrambles outside the pocket. And I think if the 49ers can limit that and keep him in the pocket, they're going to have a lot of success in turnovers and getting sacks and things of that nature. So obviously, we've seen it against Philadelphia, like the Niners wanted to make Hurts scramble outside of the pocket because he wasn't fast enough to, you know, outrun the Niners linebackers and things of that nature. And I think with Kyler Murray, he is fast enough to do that. And I think you have to keep him outside. You have to keep him inside the pocket. So, you know, plays where he's utilizing his legs don't turn into big chunk plays. And I think it can happen, especially with a guy like Kyler Murray, who's pretty elite when running the football. He's averaging 6.5 yards per carry against the Niners in his entire career, and I think, yeah, I mean, they can't let him beat them with his legs tomorrow. I think that's massive for this game. So I think starting off number one, you got to keep Kyler Murray in the pocket. Another key would be, I think it's simple, like we seen what happened in the first game when Arizona played the 49ers. Get Christian McCaffrey involved. I mean, this could easily be a key every week. Get Christian McCaffrey involved not only in the run game but in the passing game as well. Christian McCaffrey absolutely murdered the Arizona Cardinals, I believe week 3, or it was earlier on in the season, maybe it was week 4, but he killed the Cardinals in that game. And I think with the Cardinals being very vulnerable against the run and not that great against running backs all in all this year, getting Christian McCaffrey involved early is massive for this game. And I think they will do that. I think, like I said, I think I can come on here every week and say, get Christian McCaffrey involved, because he's arguably been the best 49ers player all season long. And obviously, knowing what he did the first time we played Arizona, and you know, at the beginning of the year, you know, it's a no-brainer to get him involved. So, yeah, get Christian McCaffrey involved, passing game, run game, whatever it is. Just make sure the ball is in his hands more than not. And I think the 49ers will have success in doing that. Number 3, I think shutting down Trey McBride is going to be huge. Trey McBride has been arguably one of the top 2 tight end over the past month of football, ever since Kyler Murray's came back. You know, the 49ers, the first go-around in week 4, limited him to just 5 receiving yards. But that was when Josh Dobbs was obviously the starter for the Cardinals. This go-around, it's Kyler Murray on the field, and McBride's production has skyrocketed with Kyler Murray coming back. Kyler Murray has a passer rating of 103.8 when targeting Trey McBride, and Trey McBride is averaging 80.8 yards receiving per game. That's insane. He like I said, he's been one of the better tight ends in football over the past month or so, ever since Kyler Murray's return from his injury. So that's going to be huge as well. Like limiting Trey McBride, making sure that he's not, you know, killing safeties over the top. That's going to be another matchup to watch tomorrow too. Jair Brown will be matched up with Trey McBride tomorrow, and that's probably going to be the toughest matchup of Brown's career thus far. And I think with Trey McBride, you have to. He's not the quickest tight end, but he's a great route runner. And I think with Jair Brown, I do have confidence in Jair Brown matching up with him tomorrow. But I think what Trey McBride's killed a lot of people on is big chunk plays, killing safeties over the top and things of that nature. And that's going to be huge as well. So I think limiting Trey McBride tomorrow, slowing him down. I mean, like I said, the Niners only held him to 5 receiving yards in Week 4. Granted, that was with Josh Dobbs as the quarterback, and Trey McBride has only skyrocketed with Kyler in there. So that's going to be an interesting matchup, though, to watch. Jair Brown and Trey McBride. Again, I have confidence in Jair Brown, and I think he'll do a great job. But, yeah, like I said, I mean, McBride's been one of the better tight ends, all in all, over the past month. And Kyler Murray, that's probably Kyler Murray's favorite target this season since he's came back. So limit, Trey McBride, eliminate one of his main targets, if not his main target. Slow him down, shut him down, do whatever you have to do, but limit Trey McBride. That's going to be huge tomorrow. And then number 3, I think it's as simple as going into this game with a fairly balanced offense. Like, yeah, getting Christian McCaffrey involved as well, but don't be shy to air it out with Brock Purdy. The last time Brock faced the Cardinals, he completed 20 of 21 pass attempts. He was pretty much almost perfect, and that's because the Cardinals have no pass rush, and they're pretty bad in pass coverage. Everything's going to be available for Purdy tomorrow. McCaffrey's going to be there, Kittle, Ayuk, Debo. Brock Purdy's playing like an MVP quarterback. Don't be shy to air the ball out like he did against Seattle, and almost put the game in Brock Purdy's hands. I think that's massive. And I think for the most part, like, it's not, I don't think it's massive, but I think it's like simple. Like, just go in there with the balanced offense, get Christian McCaffrey involved in the passing game and the run game. Don't be shy to air the ball down the field like Kyle was. Kyle was calling plays against Seattle last week, and that were like home run balls. And really, in all reality, a lot of those decisions and a lot of those big chunk plays that the Niners had last week against Seattle was strictly off of Purdy's decision making. The throw he had to Debo Samuel, that was a touchdown. It was like the most perfect ball I've ever seen Brock Purdy throw. But the touchdown throw he had to Debo, that was Brock's last read. Like, Debo, the ball wasn't even supposed to be going to Debo on there. I believe Debo said after the game that the first read and the initial read was Jawan Jennings, but obviously Purdy'd seen Debo on a one-on-one matchup, and he knew Debo was going to cook that corner, and Brock aired it out to Debo, and it resulted in a big, massive touchdown for the Niners in that game. So I think, like, Brock Purdy going into this game, he's one of the top MVP candidates for a reason. Teams can't sit up here and say anymore, like, we need to put the ball in Brock Purdy's hands, because Brock Purdy has killed teams when they've tried to do that all season, and Brock Purdy is an MVP candidate right now. Why would you want to put the ball in Brock Purdy's hands? So it's really a lose-lose situation week in and week out for every 49ers opponent. Like, you can't, it's not like we have Jimmy G anymore. Like, a lot of teams, Charvarius Ward talked about this on Eric Armstead's podcast earlier in the week, but he said that going into the Super Bowl against the Chiefs, the main key was putting the ball in Jimmy Garoppolo's hands. With Brock Purdy, you can't do that. Teams now know that putting the ball in Brock Purdy's hands isn't, like, you can't do anything. It's literally a lose-lose. It's a double-edged sword. You can put the ball in Brock Purdy's hands and hold slice and dice. He did that against Philly. He did that against Dallas. He did that all season. So, I mean, I don't know. There's not much hope for the Cardinals, and there's not really a lot of keys for the 49ers to win this game. Like, they just go out there, do what they're supposed to do, play 49ers football. They're going to win this game by 13 points. So, again, I think it's going to be a completely different game than it was week 1 or week 4 when we played them the first time, because obviously they have a different quarterback. Their starting quarterback is back, but again, I mean, all these keys going into this game, it's all simple. Like, it's like any other game. Get the ball in McCaffrey's hands. Limit Kyler Murray in the pocket. Keep him in the pocket. Don't let him scramble. And then obviously shut down Kyler Murray's biggest weapon in Trey McBride. So, I mean, again, I think definitely expect this game to be a little more different than it was the first go around. I definitely think the score could very well be very similar, though. Like, I think the 49ers should rout the Cardinals tomorrow, like every other person's thinking. Again, I think the Niners are 12.5-point favorites right now, but that line is going to move drastically, or not drastically, but that line's probably going to move up to at least 13. It may even be 13 right now. The last time I checked, it was 12.5. But yeah, we'll see what happens, though. I mean, I definitely think the Niners can't fall for the trap. Like, the Niners have to go in here with a killer mindset and dominate on all aspects. They let Seattle hang in a little too much last week, so that's something that I wouldn't like to see in this Arizona game tomorrow. Like, put a spanking on them, keep your foot on the gas, and don't look back. But we'll see what happens, of course. But all in all, score prediction, I'm going to go, I think the Niners easily hang 30 points up tomorrow. Like, the Cardinals just don't have a good defense whatsoever. There's nobody on their defense that worries me at all. So I think Niners easily hang 30 in this game. I'm going to say 36-17 Niners win this. I think it's a very comfortable win for the Niners. 19-point win. I think that's 19 points. But yeah, I think the Niners easily give the Cardinals a can of whoop ass tomorrow. Like, there's just not much hope for Arizona. But again, the Niners have injuries. I'm not saying that they're to the point where you start have to questioning if they're even going to win this game, because with or without the injuries that they currently have, the Niners are clearly by far the more superior team, and that shouldn't even matter. So I like the Niners. Yeah, 36-17 is going to be my score prediction. Let me know your guys' score prediction, of course, in the comments down below. Who wins this game? I think McCaffrey explodes again tomorrow. I think Ayuk could come alive big time tomorrow. Cardinals have a weak secondary. Ayuk's kind of been – he hasn't had off games, but like last week, I believe he had 127, 126 receiving yards. So, yeah, I like the Niners in a rout tomorrow. I think Ayuk gets involved. I think Kittle could get involved tomorrow big time. Debo could even continue the tear that he's on tomorrow. Like, I don't know. We'll see who gets the game balls after tomorrow's game. I'm sure you can probably give these game balls tomorrow to at least 6 players on the Niners. But we'll see what happens. I like Niners 36-17. Again, shut down Trey McBride. Keep Kyler Murray in the pocket. Go in there with a balanced offense. Get McCaffrey involved. Leave the ball in Purdy's hands to do the work. And only good things are going to come out of that. Trust the MVP. And soar past the Cardinals by at least 14, 15 points. So, yeah, as always, go Niners. Again, let me know your guys' score predictions in the comments down below. But with that being said, as always, go Niners, and I'll see you guys in the next one.